Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Just getting everything set up. I did remember to shut my notifications off on my phone. So, bonus. But need to be able to see when you chat. Okay. I think we're good. So I got some new colors, new for me, colors today. And I got the pans for them yesterday. So what I'm doing is setting up my new palette. And it's the same palette. It just has more room for more colors now. So that is what I started doing earlier today. Made my chart, put all the colors in where I wanted them. I kind of like a rainbow, ish pattern. So now what I'm doing is I'm using my old chart. I'm going to have to move this mic. Hold on one sec. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm not going to move the mic then, because then I move the camera. All right. Never mind. I'll figure it out. Yeah. So I don't remember what I was saying. So now I'm just adding in the colors that I need, and then I will do a swatch test for all of them. And a lot of people put different things on there, like their palette, their swatches for their palette. I like what this is for me is I have the name at the top, again, in kind of like a rainbow-ish order. And then these little circles here show me if it's like transparent or semi-transparent, or I only have transparent and semi-transparent, but there are other available options. And then if the maker is not Daniel Smith, which is who I use all the time, then I write the maker in there. So I have, I was gifted a few paints, and I thought I would throw them in since I was making a new palette and try them out. And then I have a couple of Winsor Newtons as well. And I was trying to get this done before stream, but I failed. I didn't really fail, I just kind of failed. So it's not done before stream though. So I brought some pretzels to snack on in case I get hungry, because it's lunchtime, and of course I did not eat before. So yes, so now I have plenty of new pans for new colors or to change things out. The pans that were in here before, I've just labeled them and put them in with my paint. So I won't waste this, because that's a waste. I might use it in a different palette. I might kind of scrape some out and refill from it. I don't know, but I don't like long pans, but that's really the only option I could get. So yep. So I just finished, literally right before I pressed the button to stream, filling this all out and deciding what colors we're gonna go where. So now I have more colors to put in the palette, and then not too many, but just a couple, a few, and then I will start playing. So I'm using my old chart to see like kind of where I was, so I know which purple that is and which purple I need to add. And then looking at this one, so this is Payne's Gray from Daniel Smith, Payne's Gray from Winsor & Newton, which people tell me is a huge difference. We're going to find out. This one's Imperial Purple, so next is Cobalt Violet. And this was, somebody gifted this to me as well, so we'll see. A friend was clearing out her stash because she wasn't using stuff anymore, and so there's a few new colors from that. And then there's ones that I have ordered and other ones that I'm just like, I've always had Quinn, not always had, but I've had Quinn Purple in this palette, so I'm switching it to a half pan. And that's today. And this, I gotta tell you, is like one of my favorite things in the world to do. I'm weird. I know it. I accept it. I own it. I love it. But this is one of my most favorite things to do. I wish I could do this, like set this up professionally for people. That would be so much fun. Of course, my palette would be like then extremely huge because I wouldn't have all the same colors, and I would of course need to get them. Play with them. I got so I ordered a couple new colors. I'll go over them later. This brown is one of them. And then that was gifted. That one was gifted. That one was gifted. That's new. That one is new. The brown is new. That was gifted. This is new. Carmine. 2, 3, 4. This one is new. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh wait, this one was gifted as well. Cobalt Turquoise Light by Winsor & Newton. People get a preference for their paints. I have a preference for this one because the first couple of classes I took on watercolor, this is what they used. And now I'm comfortable with them, and I know kind of as much as you can know in watercolor how they're going to react with each other and what they're going to do. So I try to just stick with what I know. So I'm kind of comfortable with that. Isn't that what everyone does? Find something they like and stick with it. All right. So now this one will be retired, and it will go in the pile of other. Oh, I really need to. I just did something wrong with this microphone. It's in the wrong place. So I've had other. It's my beginning palette, a lot less colors. This was my second palette. Same colors, but added some more greens. And then this was my third palette. And this is actually not that old, but now this one will be my fourth palette. And I've been just doing this for maybe a year and a half or so. So I don't know if that's bad or good, but yeah, it is what it is. I probably will not get all that many more colors. I really have a very good selection now. I did not change my water, so I actually have to do that. Give me 1 second. I always have 2 containers of water. This one is for clean water, and this one is for dirty water. To clean your brushes in, etc. Alright, so now I just have to make a new swatch. So I'm just going to go one by one. I'm going to use a fairly smallish brush because it's pretty small. And I'm just going from like the darkest, not maybe the darkest that it can be, but from like dark and then what it will look like. So I'm just grabbing a little bit and starting at the top. And then adding some water if I need to. Oop, too much water. So I'll see what it's like as like a wash, you know, I'll have a good idea. Both of these colors can get a bit darker than that too, but I'm using paint that's wet, so and I'm just adding some water to fade it out. Nothing really exciting, but oh my gosh, do I love this. Oh, that's really dark. This one too. It's harder when you're taking right from a wet pan or from like if you put them down on a plate or a palette or something. Then when it's dry, you have a little bit more control, I think. But this is just to give me a quick visual on what I have. So Not nearly enough water there, but that's okay. I mentioned that I could do this like all day long. I'm going to go back and do that Quin Deep Gold again because it can get so much darker, and I want to make sure that I can get that represented. There we go. That's better. You can really see the difference between them two now. And oh, you know what? I should really fill the Nougat Bauge. So just lift it big and find it. I tried to refill the colors that I need to at the same time, and I failed on a couple. I also failed on Phthalo Ultra on Mayan Blue. Probably could do Liaison as well. I can't find it. Blue. Here's Mayan Blue. Review. You know what? I might actually be out of it. I'm really not seeing it. So, okay. Well, I guess I need to order more of that if I'm going to keep it in my palette. Some of these I have like really small tubes of, and then other ones I have larger tubes. Not for any particular reason other than that's what I had at the time. New gamboge. Too much paint there, but we will get to making something as soon as this is done. This is one of the new colors for me. And there we go. It can get darker, so just going to go back over that and bring it down. This one is also a new to me color, lemon yellow. It's more vibrant than the It's a Yellow Light. Now we're into like some of the older colors that have been in the palette for a while. It's one of my favorite colors for grass. And in case you hear any banging, I still have roofers. I didn't ever think that getting a roof replaced would take this long. There's not been any like surprising big problems. We have had a little bit of extra work done, but I really thought they were going to be done last week. So this is another really good grass color. Oh, that's going to be a lot. This green is just super universal. Can be used for a lot of different things. And it just made the addition in the last palette. I probably wouldn't have purchased that color on my own, but it'd be interesting to see. Oh, pure pigment right here. And then this is a new color for me as well. Really good, like evergreen kind of color. I think for things that I'll use like a dark green, like a silhouette, like of a forest or something, something I want somewhat green but not gray or black, then that'll be a good color. This is the bully of all bullies. A little blue green shade. This color Does not play well with others. Actually, need more water. Such an amazing color, so pretty, vibrant. Does not play well. But absolutely worth having. Just know that whatever you use it for, it's not going to come out the way you think. If you go into it like that, then it's no problem. A little bit too much water there, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more pigment. Better. This is the one that I couldn't find, Mayan blue. And this is a great color for skies. It's really watered down. So I'll get some more pigment. Wonderful night skies. Plus it's one of the paints that has like minerals in it, so it dries with like an effect. It's not so smooth. And then this is kind of like the same color, but it's smooth. And one is transparent, one is semi-transparent. But they're very, very similar. Just the tone is off. These are mostly my night sky blues. Day sky blue. Oh, this is another really nice. This is like sunset night sky blue. Can you see all the differences in the shades of these colors? Now we're getting into grays. All of these have different tints to them though. Not enough pigment. This one is dry, so This one also is one of those mineral ones, so. It has like a really nice like effect when it dries. All right, now we're getting into the Payne gray area. Just kind of been a bane of my existence. Not really, but. So this is Payne's Gray by Daniel Smith. And this is Payne's Gray by Winsor Newton. Oh, and it really is very different. Look at that. I don't even know if you can see that, but this one has a bigger, way bigger, distinctly different bluish tint to it than a gray. Okay. I was skeptical. Now I understand. Good to know. I guess it's worth having both in your palette. I'm not sure I would have actually purchased this one either. But we'll see. Actually, not that bad a color. Be really good for flowers. Let's see how much I use it. Way too much water. So much it fell on the on my desk. Leaked off. And this one is also new to me, so we shall see. Ooh. Very burgundy. Okay. And let's see, that's two after that. I can't tell where paints are on the palette until I put this there. This is transparent brown oxide. Burnt umber. I actually tried to order this before, but it was out of stock. So I got that one instead. They're quite similar. So one of them probably won't be hanging around too much. But we'll see which one gets used. Maybe they do have, I mean, one is transparent, one is semi-transparent. So maybe they'll have their uses, but this one is really beautiful to mix with other colors. No, I can get more than that. I think I can get even more. Yes. And then I've always like wondered if it's even worth having a swatch for white, but since this is the paper that I paint on, I'll be able to see what it looks like on it. Not that you can really see, but and there we have it. This is the new palette. I added a couple more yellows, a new green, turquoise, this red, this red, this red, purple, Winsor Newton, Payne's gray, another purple, a brown. Yeah, so there we go. And I'll add some tape to the back, but I'll wait for that to dry a bit. I think I'll actually add some like rolled tape here because I want you to dry quicker. Usually I use my dot roller, and occasionally it pops out, and that irritates me. So I'm going to try and more permanently. I don't want to stick it so that it doesn't come back out ever, but I also don't want it to pop out. Come on. we'll just put it in so I know what color is what where. And I've measured and there we have it. Yep. So I don't really have any big plans for today. I was going to do some copic coloring, but I kind of want to play with this. So I think I'm going to do that instead. And just see where it goes. Oak paints away. It's new to me paper, right? That I've been testing out. It's only bound on one side, which or to use it as a block, it's better if it's like all four sides. But it's not the most expensive stuff. It's is that being picked up? I hope not. Roofers. It's like a really good practice thing. So since I have no plan for the day, I'm just going to use this and see how it goes and play with some of the new colors and see how they play with others. Oh my god. I'm really sorry. If you can hear that, let me know so I can mute. I can't do it this upside down. I have to do it this way. I don't know how annoying it is or how loud. All right. We can just, I guess we can just do a little bit more doodling today and play with these colors. I don't know. They're not really gonna like play well together, I don't think, but you know, we'll just see what happens. This goes away. I should get more paper, but I'll just do that for now. Make sure this is clean. Oh, that's my head. And we'll go big. I was thinking of playing with these reds that I have, and I have a couple of different reds. I have a lot of different reds actually, so I think I'm just gonna see how they play together. Throw in some of like the different toned ones and some of the scarlet versus crimson versus magenta versus whatever. And since everything is really, the palette isn't dry, it's gonna be interesting. So first I'm gonna play with Carmine, because this was actually a color that I thought looked really interesting. Less of a red, more of a pink, right? And this one, permanent crimson, more of a red. More like a reddish pink. So that's more proper red. This is Queen Bread. It's one of my favorites for like a deep, more like a proper scarlet. It fades out really nicely. So just going to take water and move stuff around. I do have some puddles forming, which for the moment is okay, because I do want to see how things blend. A lot of that excess water off, and some new water in. Pick up some of that color so I have some lighter areas. And then what I think I'm going to do is throw in some white. I'm just going to make sure I have more water. Nice and soupy. And then these areas that they are still really wet, going to throw Look at this though. Look how interesting. This is why it's really good to play with your colors and understand how they work. This here is, I think this is the QOR Permanent Crimson. And the way that the white moves through it is just very, very different than the other ones, right? Um, oh, it's really kind of fascinating. So I'm going to do that with the white. I'm also going to do it with just some clean water. Not too much, hopefully. But I'm just going to let the water move the paint a bit. I want to see if water moves the same way as the white paint on this area. And this is dry right here, so and over here. So just see what happens. Like, I love how it's spidered out and just so different. I don't think these water spots are going to do much at all. So I'm just going to take it away so it dries a little bit quicker. This one was kind of forced. This one was more natural. Or is that the white? That looks white. I'm kind of losing track of which one is white and which one is water though. So that's also pretty interesting. I think I'm going to dry it a bit and just see what happens. Okay, so it did bleed down here because there was just far too much water, but I'm just playing. Big difference though in reds, right? And I used two of the QOR colors. One was down here for sure. I think this was the other one. I don't have any big white to look at to see if it kind of spidered the same way. But all of the differences in this, like in this whole area, how they're all different, it's just based on how much water was on the paper, how much paint was on the paper, how much paint I put on, and how much water was in the paint that I put on. And you get all kinds of different results. So, now what do I want to do with this? Let's see. What are... and do some searching. Different kinds of red flowers. Could do that. "101 things that are red in nature." No cookies, thank you. Fire. Mars. A ruby. Red tourmaline. Red spinel. I've never even heard of it. How can it be number 5? Almandine garnet. Red coral. See, I think that would be higher on the list. Sunset. Macaw. Lobster. Crab. Siamese fighting fish. Corn snake. That looks orange. A ladybug. Oh, I can do some ladybugs in here. Goldfish. Aren't they more orange? A tick. Isn't that more brown? A newt. A salamander. Isn't that... okay, I guess they're red. A cardinal. Poison dart frog. Red ants. Red panda. Macaw. Neurothemis fulvia. Oh, it's a red dragonfly. Can be found in wet forests. Now that is fascinating. And the wings are wicked different. That's really interesting. Fish. I don't know what that is. Bird. Tomato frog. Did you even know there was such a thing? Apparently it's red. And it mostly feeds on worms and bugs. Red glider butterfly. Cherry. Well, I could paint some cherries. Let me, oh, aw, you won't notice anyway. Let's see. Picture of cherries. There we go. So I'll do some cherries. Cherries work with a red. Really kind of wish I had some space in my palette down here. So I think I'm just gonna clear out this panel. I don't like to usually do this because I can find a use for it, but when I need space, I will. Okay. I can't really add too much green to this, and I have to make sure whatever I do add is, like, the area behind it is really dry, and I don't use a lot of water because red and green make brown. So I'm going to stick more with the red parts of it. And I think I'm going to go a little bit smaller for this. I'm just going to do a couple of cherries. And I think I'm going to use some permanent crimson, which is that QOR color, right? And I don't want to cover those up, so to speak. So I think I'm just going to paint them in up here at the top. Now, whether or not I can get an actual proper cherry shape, it's kind of another question problem. It's fair. But now I think I want to come in with a darker color. Kind of come around the outside. And it's started to dry there, and that's okay, because that's where I could put a highlight. And I think I'll come a little bit in. Never done this before, folks, so just some clean water. I'm just going to pull a little bit away for highlight, right? And then I need that to dry. So in the meantime, I will do I think I'll do a poppy. Oh, I'm really not used to working with paint when it's wet, like not dried in the pan. So definitely need more water. Doesn't help that it's already drying. And this will be the center, right? I want to make sure there's a decent amount of water because now I want to come in and add some Payne's gray right in the center. A little bit darker. Okay. There's so much water here that it's not really moving the way that I want it to. But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come in with a pretty concentrated red and drop it right in the center. And now I can just continue on with my petals. And I can just build off of what's there. So there's different shapes of petals. Do I want? No. I was thinking about adding more in the center, but I do not think so. And this is just to get the shape. And just to show some difference in the petals there. These ones overlap there. And now I'm going to, I think I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to come back up to the other cherry. There's a lot of water there now. And now there's not enough water. I'm just going to do one kind of like behind it, right? Just to, so around here. Really should get going on that sketching class. And then this is going to have highlight in about the same area. And then I'll add some of the darker in around. And since it's really still wet, it'll blend pretty nicely without a lot of work from me. But I will come in and kind of soften this a bit. And that's all wet, so the paint will go in. Eventually, and I just want a lighter piece there. I can fine tune this a bit. And then come in also, since it's still wet, with a little bit of Payne's gray. For a shadow. Not too bad. It'll do. So now I can come back to the poppy, and I can gonna concentrate more on the outer petals. I'm going to take some more. This is Purple Scarlet, and it's wet, so yeah. I'm gonna add some here, and then I'm gonna deepen it a little bit. But what do I want to deepen it with? That's a question. I don't want brown. I just want like a deeper color. I think I'm gonna just stick with Payne's gray. I can barely see what I'm doing. My microphone is so in the way today. But I wrapped the charger for the phone around. So my phone telling me that it's time to stream. Thank you. A little bit late. So I'm just going to come around where there will be kind of shadows naturally to differentiate between the petals and like the main flower here. And then I'll just blend that out with water. Hopefully not too much water. Maybe a little bit more water. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, so just kind of playing it by ear here. Scribbled a little bit too much there, so just going to drop in some more. Kind of fill that out and let it move on its own a bit. Like drying, I didn't go to the edge of the petal, so this is drying a little weird. I don't want to lose the vibrancy of the petal itself, but I still want the shadow. So I'll just come in with a little watered down red. There we go. So we'll just see what that does. Now we'll go back to the cherries. Add just a little bit more of this deeper color around the edges. And a little bit of texture. And I really like the way that this one came out so much. So should be darker, right, in the background. I think that's all I'm going to do with those. So now I need to really figure out what I want to do for the stem, and I think I need a deep enough green. So I think I'm going to go with a pretty concentrated version. They're not usually this dark, but I think if I put a lighter green on there, then get more brown, you know, like a, I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for following. I'm the naysayer. I appreciate it. Hope you get some inspiration. So just gonna kind of connect the cherries here. I don't want to paint, like, I want to just kind of drop down the color and not really rub too much. Okay, so what's next? Why don't we do like big kind of cornflower? Because it's more like this inky, you know. So I can take some, I can't see my palette. This microphone is driving me nuts today. My fault. Totally my fault. So this is Quin Magenta. And I think between these two colors that should give me a decent start. I just really want to water this down a bit more. It's still really deep and dark. I need just a scrap of paper, don't drop. No, that's maybe just a tad bit more. Yeah, a little bit lighter. So I have not done, I've never painted a cornflower, so this is going to be interesting, and I think I'm going to do more like an idea of a cornflower versus an actual cornflower, because there's like, I don't know, 50 to 100 petals on this thing, so it's really spiky. So I think I'm gonna just come around and I want it to be bigger than this though, so I think I'm gonna come out here. And that'll just be incorporated. I think this color will kind of stand out nicely against this background. So I'm just going to fill this in here. Because it's going to go deeper too in the center. I'm going to pull in that magenta. So that's kind of cornflower-ish. All right. And now I think I'll take more of this, but concentrated. And I'm going to start kind of deepening up the center a bit and spreading it out-ish, but not so far that it takes over the outer layer, right? Now, let's hope this works, huh? A little bit more water than that. And let's do the same thing. So much water though, and it's still wet, so I'm not gonna get the kind of sharp points that a cornflower has. So now I'm going to take a little bit more of that, add it in here, a little bit more concentrated, and I probably should wait a little bit, but I do want it to kind of blend well. And again, just kind of concentrating on the center. I have no idea what I'm doing. So now I've got like 3 or 4 layers there. And it keeps getting darker, so I think I'll pull in a little bit of this Payne gray and add it over here. It's actually a really nice purple color now. And I'm going to drop some in the center. This color combo, I never would have thought it would have made a prettier purple, but that's what playing is all about, right? Learn something new. And now I think I'm going to take just some Payne's gray. And I'm not going to go as solid or out as far. Just going to let it do its thing there. And I'm going to let all of that dry. It's really wet right now. But I think my watch won't stop bugging me about the stream that started over an hour and a half ago. I'm just trying to kind of spiky out these edges a bit so it's not as rounded. So I'm just kind of dragging the paint out. All let's see what happens with that. The poppy, I think I'm going to leave the poppy alone. It's kind of cartoonish, but I think I'm going to wait on that a bit. So now I could do, I do definitely want to have some like greenery, but I'm going to actually use reds for that, not green, because I don't want brown, right? So my dirty water is so dirty that my paint brush will not show that it's clean. So I'm just going to go 2 sizes up. And I'm going to take some of these colors that I already have on the palette. And I'm just going to do some greenery around, you know. What do poppy leaves look like? Should probably figure that out. They don't really have leaves. I mean, they do, but... Okay. So they're more like long, cylindrical. But they do have a lot of like the new buds kind of come up like this. And it's a little bulb at the end, a little spiky bulb. So add some of those in. Not really round, is it? Just adding some more stems. I'll add another. Just want a lot of like kind of movement behind, right? Fill up this space with a leaf. And some little spikes. I think another leaf. Okay. I'll take this darker, what is this, Queen Magenta? No. Queen Red? Carmine? I'm not sure. Whatever this color is. And I'm just going to make a vine with some leaves. And I'll just pull in this color too. And then up here, I'm going to have to go darker. So I'm going to pull in that down. I don't remember what color it is. But then I'll just start blending them all together. Kind of like a beanstalk. Hi, how are you? I don't look up that often, so if you do write and you don't hear from me, it's just because I haven't looked up. How you doing today? All right. I'm good. How about you? Doing pretty good. Playing with some reds today. Kind of trying to draw some or paint some red things on top of a red background. Because why not? Right? So just random. Ow. My knee, sorry. Just some random shapes to kind of just fill out the page. So I think I'll take some more of this. And I have new colors today. And so I'm playing with them. See how they interact with each other, etc. So I think up here I kind of want to like a bigger flower too. And I think I'm gonna be nice to myself and just do like regular kind of normal, just any particular just flower petal shape. And then when those dry, I'll come back in and add some more. My biggest problem is trying to keep everything like the same size, the same general idea of stuff. Now I'm going to take that Quin Magenta that I was playing with before, and I think I'm going to mix them in with the Carmine just down here. And do some random leaves maybe for the cornflower. I don't actually know what cornflower leaves look like, but this one's is going to look like this. I'm going to take just a lighter one, just do more leaves all coming off. Just fill in this area. Now those are dry enough up here at the top. And let's see if I can get the petals to kind of be around the same size. Already failed. It's okay though. I'm going to put my hand in paint here. I'm going to try out not to, but I'm probably going to do it anyway. So this one could be a little bit bigger, I think. And then I think we're just going to go random. I think I'm going to pull in some more of that. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I'll try this permanent scarlet. This is the new one for me, and it's new company as well for me. And today's about playing, so let's play. I think I'm just gonna do just a little kind of daisy type thing. I need to turn so I don't put my hand in wet paint, but again, I'm probably going to do it anyway. And then I think I'll drop, I'm going to go backwards a little bit. And I think I'm going to drop some clean water in the center. Take away some color. And I think I'll actually do a smaller version too next to it. I love your little snowflake icon on this air. Actually a big fan of snowflakes. I think I'll just do I was going to do a smaller one, and I kind of am, but I'm not at the same time. So there's those. So I'm going to make some, I'm going to use this like kind of shadowy color that we made for the poppies. I'm just going to make some stems and some leaves. I'm going to run out of this color, so Just make up a color. I think I'm going to come into with some white after, but I'm going to just try and fill up a bit and throw in some random things, you know? All right. Do you make art too? I'm the naysayer. I think I'm going to come in with some more pinks, but a different. I don't know if I've pulled in any Quin Rose, so I'm going to now. I can't see my palette because this microphone's in my way. All right. Oh, I think I'm going to take this color and just add some kind of definition, I guess. Not too realistic, obviously, but just some random strokes here and there. Also trying to, for the petals that are in the back, show that they are in the back. So it's kind of separating them that way. Just kind of varying. So this one is in front. We can have more. This one is also in the front. And that one is also in the front. And these aren't going to be like, they're not going to really show up all that well when it dries. But it'll add just a little bit of movement and interest, and that's all. A little bit of a different shade. You can see some of it. Actually, you can see it probably better on the screen than I can see it. Let's see. I'm going to use the same color and make a nice big leaf for the cherries. And they are what kind of shape? Oh, pretty standard. So they are spiky. Make sure and add some spikes. I think I'll take this dark one and make the leaf pieces. I don't think it really needs more than that, but I might just stick the corner of a leaf over here in case you can hear any banging. We are in the process of getting a new roof, and they are up there banging. I can't tell what you can hear and what you can't hear, so. I can hear everything. It's driving me batty. Okay. And these come up. Some leaves for the cherries. And then I think I'll do I think I'll do something that comes kind of up and around here. And I should probably do some random leaves going here, there, and everywhere. I think I'm going to do more. I don't know what I want to do actually. What color is that? Queen red. Okay. I do like that. I will use that, but I don't want it that pigmented. I think I'm just going to do some kind of like weird looking Leaves or because they really aren't all that weird, are they? Actually, we just interrupted. Dog hair on my paintbrush. So just something, and then we can add more to it. I think I want some like just random kind of leaves. Stay kind of in the same color. Some like tall, kind of like grassy leaves. Just to give a different shape. Something sticking out from the side. I think I'm paint a little ladybug over here. I'll need that to dry though, before I can add spots or anything. But I think I'll add some just some random shape. I need to turn it around. Some random shapes coming up here. Kind of fill in this area. Let's see. I can't see a thing. I think I just put in some corn red, didn't I? I think I did. But I'm going to play with it again because I can. And do some little flowers, leaves from here. Kind of fill it out a bit. little leaves. Fill in the space. Add more interest. More variation. Definitely want something over here, but I do not know what. I guess I could just make another one of these. Like a half blooming spiky flower. That's like behind these. So I don't see all of it. And then clear out a small center. Like that. And I dropped water over here on my leaves. So a little bit of variation. And some red. I want to add some darker, so some of this Payne's gray in with this red, kind of like what we did over here, but just more. And I think I'll add just some kind of definition, especially on these spike kind of things. Right. Typically they're green, so this isn't really truly necessary, but I think it adds something to it. Breaks up the color a bit. Need my little ladybug to dry. I think I'm going to just go in with some whites and stuff. feel like there's something that's needed over here. So I think I'll just put some like white berries or something on that. But this is a nice deep color, and I think I want to go back over this leaf here, just the center parts. Maybe it'll stand out a little bit more. I think these need something, but I think I'm going to do it with white. And dare I do dare. Just going to put some dots on here and then some kind of lines coming out. My son, I don't know if you can hear that, is playing with something, making a lot of noise. Yeah. So just going in and adding like different textures, colors, just filling it up, but hopefully not too much. And then for my little ladybug friend, I need a little bit more water than that, but not that much water. Make a little head. I'm going to add some spots. And I'll switch brushes to get much finer line. Take my little detailer here so we can have some antenna. And some legs. Which you won't be able to see because it's just way too tiny. But I'll see if I can bring it up after so that you can get some idea. So now I think I want to add, I want a new knee. That's what I want. I actually want a new knee. But until I can get a new knee, I think I want to add some contrast and some black and white like that. I think there's definitely a lot of different reds, and I like how they'd look. But I want to add some contrast and some in both light and dark. So I'm going to take a nice big dab of Payne's Gray and just put it over here and incorporate all of these colors in here. Deepen this up. And this is not the bluey kind from Winsor & Newton, but the gray kind from Daniel Smith. And then, if I can get this red out, I'm going to take a bunch of white as well. Get that prepped up here. A lot of white, heavy, heavy pigment, because I want it to stand out. So I want it actually pretty thick. You need some water, but I'm probably using far, far less water than is recommended. And go. Right. I am going to start with some little dots up here. Break this up a bit. I have so much paint on my brush. Need a little bit less. Much better. Just adding random, I don't know, they could be berries, they could be bugs, they could be leaves, they could be anything. Yes, buddy.
I did Aladdin poop.
Thank you for letting me know.
Could you help me?
Okay, yeah. All right, 1 second. My son needs help in the toilet. Be right back. Read all the carrots? Okay. Good job. I'll be out in a little bit, okay? Okay. So that's what happens when your kid's home for vacation, right? All right. So just filling up and adding some white. And then I don't know where else I want to add white. I think definitely in this center over here. Right? And I think I want to add a stripe along the top of these leaves. And I need to be careful so I don't get my dog is barking. I don't know if you can hear that. Sorry. And where else? Definitely somewhere around here. Oh, I think I will add a little bit on the cherry here. Just in the highlight area. Right. Okay, I kind of messed that one up. So, and I just put my hand in that. So let's see, how can we fix this? We can extend this more, like that. And then I think on these leaves as well down here, because this is like very flat and yucky. So I'm going to turn it around though, so I don't put my hand in things that are wet. And I think I'm going to put a little line in the center. I'm going to add some dots. Very random. That one was not as random as I would like, but can add some more to break it up a bit. And I think I'm gonna follow like these lines that I made in red and just not go as far. Just kind of follow along. Kind of want to do something to this poppy, but I really don't at the same time. So I'm not sure. Let me just add a little bit here on the outside. And some. I know they don't have dots in the center, but not white ones. Anyway. Okay, and then I want to come back and I'm going to add, where I added all of these lines up here, I'm going to get some water. I'm going to thin this out a little bit because I don't want them to be as strongly wet. I want them to be a little bit more transparent. And I think I just need it pink. But that's okay. And I'm just going to come up on some of them, not all of them. I will add some like dots in the center there. They're a lot thicker than I would like, but that's okay. That wasn't okay. I don't like that. But too late now. So trying to get some really small dots. And I think I'll just do an accent line down the stem here. Here. I don't really want to do anything with the cherries. Can add some. Actually, want to. I'm going to use my smaller brush, and I wanted to add some contrast as well on like the darker side, right? So now I just have to be careful. And I know this doesn't make sense, but I'm doing it anyway. Because I think it adds interest to it. And I'll try and like zoom in so you can get a better idea. Because there's a lot more variation than is actually like shown, right? At least from what I can see on my computer screen. This might be one of those things where it's like might be the quality of your computer screen. I don't know. And maybe I don't have a good one. Who knows? I think I need a little more water, a little more paint. And I guess I need to not. No. I had an idea of just having some variation. I don't know. I do not know. But I'm doing it anyway. It's more egg-shaped than round. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I think I will add it in some other places. The blend of the black and white and kind of filling up some areas, you know. I don't think I want to do more than that though. I do think I want to do something to these leaves though. I think I'll just but now this makes me want to add some Payne's gray to the flower to kind of bring it back out, right? And what if I just did some thin? Yeah, I really like the black and white together on some of these things, so I think I'm going to keep up with that kind of trend. I don't think I'm going to do anything to the cherries though. I think I like the cherries as they are, although I might add some of this to the center. I was really trying to get darker, right? But I do not think I'll do as much as like I did before to get these the veins in the leaves. Maybe I'll add some white. Like that. And then these flowers here. I think I hope I don't put in my hand in anything wet, but I think I'm just going to come back out. I think I'm done. I think that's good. I think I'm going to stop there with that. And I think once I'm done painting, I can use my clean water to really make sure my brushes are nice and clean. Once I get the bigger stuff off in the dirty water. Oh. Keep my tips. And then I think we'll undo this. Take the tape off and see what we have, right? Not up there, we won't. Let's start here. So this paper, I'm actually pretty impressed with. I'm not sure I would use it for like commissions, anything. But for me, doodling around, oh, I just ripped the paper up. For me, just using it here, like even for something like this, I think it'll work. And it is not a terrible price either. So I think I found myself a new play paper. I think this looks interesting. Let me take it off the block. Okay. Now I've done like a couple of different variations of this type of like thing. Scene, doodle, I don't know what it is. if you've watched before, you've seen some of the other ones, but I'll probably go through and just bring them out. I'm going to call this the red version. And I did like playing with the colors. I was not really impressed with a couple of them, but I'm not sure I really gave them a fair shot. So the jury's still out on that. I do like the combination of the white and the black highlights on some of this stuff. Let me see if I can get in a little closer and focus. Focus. All right, hold on. I think my screen shut off. It did. Why won't it show me? It won't show me anything. It won't do anything at all. Oh, here it is. But wait. Okay. There. Now we've got it. So let's go this way and focus. And now you can see kind of some of the detail that you didn't really catch when it was further back, I think. So, like the cherries, I think look really good. The color is still like it's deeper on my screen than it's deeper in real life than you see on the screen. But so I think here we go. Oh, there's an update to the plugin. Maybe that's why it was shutting off. Okay, anyway. So I'll call this one the red one. And then we have the green one. And the purple one. And a smaller blue one. And then an orange one. So we're going through the rainbow. Pretty nice. Pretty nicely. We need a yellow one, right? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. So that's not too shabby, actually. And they really actually look good together. I think I might be onto something. I might need more playtime. I think eventually I will scan these in and offer them as prints, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Because this is just me playing, so, but who am I to say that it shouldn't be on a wall? I don't know. So I think that's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it. Hope you get some inspiration. And I will see you next week. I think on Tuesday. You would think I would know my schedule by now, but I don't. So, yeah. I will catch you next week. Look at the schedule to be sure, but I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday around the same time. So, have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.